Hi there folks, just having an hour at the workshop on this little Rover engine again. Too cold to be exploring, so I'm trying to get all these engine projects into some sort of order that I can get them finished. At the moment I just want to do a few more, fuck's sake, can't get my words out. I just want to check out more of what we've got so I can make a plan for it, and then we'll be back on the V6. Yes, Chris, I will be back on the V6. It is going to happen, trust me. Right, let's take a look. V6 heads waiting to go back together. Jaguar 4.2 straight 6, which is to go into a Mark II Jag there, but that's at a later date. And then we have our little Rover V8. So today I'd like to check the deck heights, because I think one has been machined and possibly one hasn't. We may get the front pulley off, the timing cover off, and if I can find some bolts, get it on the engine stand and get the sump off. Well, let's just not get ambitious, we'll see how far we get. Right, I think first we'll whip the distributor out, get it out of the way, and I'll just let a bit more light into things. Ooh, it's a bit moist. But would you look at that? Ultimate simplicity. Ignition points and condenser. I do like points and condensers, they're very simple, and as long as you're prepared to go in the distributor every now and again and make sure they're okay, they don't really give problem. But that's just my opinion, I'm an old fart. Right, let's get this distributor pulled out. Right. Take out the retaining bolt on the clamp. Clamp. Ooh, and a rather tight distributor. That's tight. Give that some persuasion. Right, I just gave that a little tap, just in the join there, and there we go. One distributor, which doesn't appear to have much shaft play in it, so that's always a good sign. Right, now we need to establish top dead centre and just see what the deck heights are in relation to the pistons. I'd excuse the rattly doors, folks. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that does actually say before and after top dead centre. If you can see that on there. So we can establish top dead centre, and then we can confirm it with the dial gauge there. And then from there we can take a measurement and see how much has been machined off the deck face. Let's line it all up. Probably can't see the dial, but I think it goes at that 0, doesn't it? Right, that's definitely top dead centre, so now I can measure from the deck height to the piston height on this side, and then do the same on that side. Okay, a bit primitive folks, but with a dial there. I'm just measuring the gap between the machine top of the piston and straight edge. I want to get him at 120 thousandths of an inch. And I'm getting exactly the same there, which would suggest that it has been machined both sides, which is good. And I hate to have thought somebody would have machined one side and not the other. So with that all good, let's see about getting the front pulley off. So what's the chances of this little chap coming straight off? Right, let's see if we get this pulley off. That bit was easy. Chuck that down there. Would you believe that? That was too easy, folks. That was too easy. I've used all my look up for next week now. Oh well, next, let's get the timing cover on. Right, we shall get a few bolts out of this cover. No. Very oily down the front of this engine, but that might actually be a blessing. Hopefully there's no corrosion to the timing cover, and we can maybe polish it up and make it look pretty. Right, that's you. Move it in there. Definitely got a lot of cleaning to do. Come on. Freshly more than finger tight, but not enough for the ratchet. Oh, and Chris Stacey, if you're watching, I am going to be doing the V6 shortly. I just want to know what this one's like so I can make a plan. And then I can be putting yours together. And then we can have some videos of it running. Right. Sure they probably go right through. Right. Right, I just give it a tap behind there with a rubber mallet and it seems to have broken free. I took that bolt out as well, didn't it? Okay. Oh, it's loose. Oh, those bloody doors rattle. Right, folks. It's loose, it's free. It's off. Now that does look very clean. Very clean indeed. However, let's take a look at the timing chain. Right, let's just so we've got all that movement in cam timing. Suffice to say, that's knackered. There's a lot of slack in that. However, things are looking rather clean in there, which for a Rover V8 of this age, that's quite an achievement. Right, what I'm going to do next, try and make this a bit better, is I'm going to take out the hydraulic lifters. That's these little chaps in here. I did take one out and had a quick look. They are a little bit worn. However, the more worn, generally, let's just see if I can get you one out. Yes, the worn. That had to happen, didn't it, folks? Not to worry. Right. The bottoms, that one isn't too bad. The last one I took out, it was slightly concaved, which is sort of normal wear. But I did notice at the bottom there, just on that bit, there's a bit of a ridge, and that's where it's been running inside this lifter bar. So technically they are scrap. So I shall quickly pop these out. Right, try again. I'll try not to drop them all inside. I should have said the Allen key. I've seen worse. Probably found out I pulled out the first one. Yeah. They're actually quite evenly worn. And that one, just a slight dip in it. However, this engine it's an early one. It's probably a 68 or a 69. Which suggests it has actually been extremely well looked after. Now, I do believe the Americans binned this engine off, Buick and Ultrabill, basically because it took a little bit too much looking after. It needed regular oil changes, it needed antifreeze in it all year round. Otherwise, it just self-destroyed itself. Right, I'll quickly get the others out and then I think I'll have the camshaft out. Wow, it's windy outside. Actually, it's not that windy, it just sounds it with those doors. Right, folks, got the lifter out. Now, one little check with these when they're still in place is actually they rotate in the lifter bar. Quite critical for them to survive. Now, as you can see, if the camera picks that up, The bottom is slightly concaved, you can see wear marks on it, and there's a couple of little pit marks there, but with its age that's expected. Now also, there's a wear lip, there's a distinct lip there. This one's better than some, but these are going to be replaced. They're old, they've got wear, and unless I was doing an absolute budget rebuild, these go in the bin. However, this would have been an ideal candidate for a very basic rebuild because it is actually showing in quite good condition. I'll be the first one to admit, I'm quite surprised. I thought it'd be like most of them. Oops. Right folks, with the camshaft nut, well, undone and out. Distributor drive and fuel pump drive. We can now hopefully draw the pulley. He says a bit tight. That is rather tight. Just give that some manipulation. Okay, it seems the pulley is rather stuck, so instead, very carefully, very carefully, because you don't want to damage bearings. Right, get rid of that. Very, very, very carefully, just withdraw the camshaft. Out you come. Now we have the camshaft. First question, what's it like? To be fair, that actually doesn't look bad. I've seen these come out when they've actually got some lobes missing, some like new. That looks quite good. And just a quick look on the back there just to see if it actually says anything interesting, like it would be a performance camshaft, but sadly nothing. So there we have it, that's the camshaft out. Pop that down there. Get the pulley off it later, even though, to be fair, I think a new camshaft, a new pulley would be good. Right. Let's have a quick look at that camshaft bearing while we're here. Yeah, there's a little bit of a groove in it. I suppose it is expected. So there we have it for today folks, that's the timing gear off, which we know is very worn out. The camshaft however looks reasonable. The lifters, they've worn evenly. They're not completely worn out, but they are due replacements. The cylinder bores don't look too bad, even though we've got a little bit of water damage in those two from some dickhead leaving the spark plugs out. The other side looks quite good, we can even still see honing marks. So next time it'll be the sump off, the crankshaft out, the pistons out, and then we can make a plan of what we're going to do with this engine. Well, that's it for now folks. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. Any questions, chuck them in the comments, and we'll see you next time.